Are you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon, and you're listening to us on Broadway World or over here on the Broadway Podcast Network. Also now on iHeartMedia. Hey, everybody that's listening to iHeart. I'm excited to be here. It's a brand new breaking news that we're here. I'm so excited for our next guest. I am not this kind of fancy person. Kind stranger, but maybe you don't have to be fancy. Look, I'll say this. I'm a fancy audience member, but I'm not a fancy actor because Tennessee Williams, I failed that class in acting school. So I'm really excited to see what Stephen and Rick, I think they're married. I just got married. My husband and me got married in May. So what can Stephen and Rick tell us about being married? And what can they say about working together? Holy moly. A whole 75-minute one-man show coming to New York City. We're so excited. Stephen and Rick, welcome to the show.
Congratulations.
Thank you. See, I'm right. You are married. It's not a rumor.
Yeah, it is not a rumor.
How long have you been married?
Well, let's see. We had a commitment ceremony 26 years ago, and then we got legally married in California
in 2013.
So,
but we've been together since 1996.
A long time.
I love it.
Yeah, 29 years.
I'm so excited to be with Darius for 29 years. I'm so excited. Congratulations to you both on your bodies of work and all of the acting, all the Emmy Award, all the directing, all of the fancy things that you guys have accomplished together and independently. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
How does it feel, Stephen, to look back now and see what you guys have done and now coming to New York with this work that you've worked on and doing it together?
Well, let's take that in pieces. Coming to New York with a play, terrifying, but very exciting. Working together, it's funny, we haven't worked in this capacity with each other in a while. So we're relearning, honestly, how to work with each other again, which has been really fun. But it also helps that we're married and in a house and we could put our setup in our living room and we could rehearse with our cats and all of that. So the experience of just doing the play with the person that you love the most is it's a good time. It's a really, really good time. And I think we're producing something. And no, just to answer your question real quickly, you do not have to be fancy to like this play. It is just sheer fun and funny. And I think people are going to be surprised at the humor that is in this play. But anyway, okay, I got sidetracked. I apologize.
No, I agree. I think everybody needs to get it. It's accessible to everybody. The tickets are accessible to everybody. Everybody needs to get a ticket and see this. Rick, for you, after your years together, what's it like? Has Stephen ever directed? Probably in real life, I know my husband will direct me to do the dishes and things like that. But Rick, what's it like to work with Stephen as the director of it's a one-man show?
A one-man show. Yeah, it's a one-person show, so I can't hide while he puts his attention on someone else in the cast. But we have worked together, and he's directed me in plays before, but it's been like 20 years. So it is a lot. We are spending a lot of time together. So it's challenging, but it's also a lot of fun. And Stephen's a great director, so I'm very lucky.
Oh,
I'm in good hands.
Yes. So Stephen, how did this come about? What is this show about? And how did you guys come up that this is the project for you both?
Well, to be honest, he brought the project to me, so you should really ask him how it came about. It's his concept. It's his idea.
Tell me, Rick.
Well, it was sort of an idea I had kicking around in my head for about 5 years. I thought, how can I play every role in Tennessee Williams plays? And I thought, I know, I'll create a project where I'm Tennessee Williams writing my plays, and then I stand up and do the roles. And I get to play Blanche Dubois, which is really,
yes,
that's the goal.
And I'm by trade, I'm an editor. I was between shows, and I had just recently done a one-person show that premiered in Edinburgh about 2 years ago. So every time he talked about he's been talking about this idea for quite a while. And every time I just keep saying, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. And having come back from Edinburgh, I was like, we should prep this and we should go to Edinburgh. It's the perfect place for it. And that's sort of how we entered into it. He gave me and then at that point, he handed me the memoir. And he said, just read the foreword. And I went, okay. And I sat there on our kitchen counter and I just read the foreword and I went, this is fucking crazy. This is amazing. And the language that was, and how he wrote was so incredible that I just like went, well, let me see it. Let me try adapting it, and we'll see what I come up with. I'll give you the first 10 pages. If you like what I'm doing, great. If not, project's yours. Go on your, but let me do a stab. And so I did that. I read the book. I outlined it. I sort of did the first 10 pages of the play. I handed it to Rick. Rick read it and went, I'm in. And that was it. We were off and running. And so that's sort of how the play sort of came about.
Wow. So when you say, Rick, when you say that Stephen, you came up, you conceived the idea, and then Stephen says he adapted it. You took this and you presented him this book, and then Stephen took it and zhuzhed it up to make it into the format that we're going to see on stage.
Correct. I had read every biography about Tennessee Williams, but when I read his autobiography, which is the memoir he wrote in the 70s when he was drinking and using drugs, it was so juicy that I thought, oh, this is really interesting. And Stephen went to Northwestern, and they sort of took classes in turning first-person narratives into one-person shows. So it's a skill that I knew he had. So when I handed him the first-person narrative, the memoir, I knew that he would do a brilliant job with adapting it into a one-person show.
So Stephen, you now wrote 75-minute show for Rick, and now Rick has to memorize 75 minutes of your words.
God.
No, of Tennessee Williams words.
Okay, your adapted words.
It's so difficult. And I like to say, like, Rick ends up playing about, I don't know, 15 to 20 different characters in the show, in addition to Tennessee Williams. Some of them are just a line. Some of them are obviously more involved, like Blanche and Tom and Brick and all of that. But there's another character in the play, and it's the language, because he writes like nobody else. And his language is incredibly specific. And incredibly hard. Rick went to RADA and studied Shakespeare for 2 years or so. He was out there studying Shakespeare in England, and he came back and he goes, learning this is harder than Shakespeare.
It is.
It's just because if you miss one word, the way he strings a phrase together is difficult. But it's so funny the way he talks and the way he writes in this book that it's what makes the play, in my opinion.
I love Rick. So how are you memorizing the lines? What's your go-to method as an actor?
None of the methods I've acquired over the years work with Tennessee Williams. It's insane. I'm just trying to understand the communication. And then I have to go back and get really specific with the exact language, because it is unique. And he is so creative with the way he turns phrases that it, like Steve said, if you miss one word, it doesn't make any sense. So it is honestly the most difficult text I've ever had to learn.
This is really exciting, and I want people, while we're talking, I want people to know that they can get their tickets. The show is going to run Sunday, August 24th, 25th, 29th, September 1st, and September 3rd.
And we got an added performance. We're also gonna perform on August 30th at 2 p.m. So let's keep. We need an audience for that one as well.
There's an added show, so you can get your tickets. Theaterforthenewcity.net is where all the information is. We worked with the Theater for the New City before. I love the work that they do.
Oh, good.
I love that you can get a tip. People, you can't buy a large cheese pizza in New York City for $20.
Nope.
You can't take an Uber from 10 blocks in New York City for $20, but you can see these shoes work, and you can see Rick up there on stage, and you can see this whole shebang. Hey, for an extra $5, maybe he'll let you take a selfie with his Emmy Award. I don't know. Who knows?
Sure, whatever works. Whatever gets butts in the seats.
Yes, exactly. We'll chill. We don't care.
We just came out. I just invented my own VIP package for the show. Selfie with Rick and the Emmy Award. So, Stephen, how's it like? What have you noticed about that you didn't come up with this concept, but then you deep dove into this? What have you learned about Tennessee Williams that we as fans may not know about his process and his life?
Well, the biggest thing is his humor. Like, I think his plays are so dark and twisted that it's hard to understand how really funny he was or is. And then what's been really gratifying to me is he talks very honestly about these very famous plays that are literally part of our American history in theater. I mean, the top three. He was incredibly unsure of all of them. He doubted if any of his plays or any of his work was any good ever. And you think as somebody, an artist like Tennessee Williams had that doubt, it for me, it helps me sort of, it gives me a little bit of a break. It's like, well, if he doubted it, I'm not being insane either. Every artist has doubt. And the trick is overcome it. And just keep doing the work as best as you possibly can. And this play is for us, it's an absolute example of that, because it's all happened so quickly. We finished writing the play somewhere, or not even, I mean, we're still writing it, you know what I mean? But we had the first draft really around April or May. And I just, on a lark, sent it into Theater for the New City because I was on Playbill and I saw an article about it. And I'm like, well, what the hell? I'll send it in. I got a play. What the hell? And I never even told Rick. I just submitted it. And then we were in actually New York the next week on a vacation, seeing some shows or whatever. And I got the email that said, we have early acceptance. And I stopped short in Times Square and I turned to Rick and I went, I have something I need to admit to you. And so rehearsal started immediately right after that. So like the whole idea of, I don't have time for doubt. Neither one of us have the time for it right now to like go, hey, are what we doing any good? All we can do is just keep powering through and get to opening night. And that's been great, exciting, and terrifying.
I'm excited. Rick, what was your reaction when Steven told you?
Well, interestingly enough, the plan was to begin working on it this year to present it next year at Edinburgh. So it jumped ahead and went into overdrive immediately. So I've been actually freaked out and terrified since we decided to do this. And it's been nuts.
You know, 1 year or 1 month from now, you
Right.
know,
Whatever, come see, come saw, right?
whatever. Just get your tickets, everybody. Get your tickets with the link below and say. So Rick, when you people may know you from television and people may know you from the sitcoms and the different work that you've done, but you, as you alluded to, as Steven alluded to, you have a lot of stage experience and classical experience. So what is the difference between being on set for a film or a television show versus you doing this show live every single night?
Well, theater is the actor's medium. It's the one where you get to live in a character. I get to live as Tennessee Williams for 70 minutes. When you're doing TV and film, you maybe do a 1 minute scene, 2 minutes at the most, and then they cut, you adjust, you redo it. But you have the opportunity to live in the character and connect the moments together for the whole play. It is like nothing else, and you have the immediacy of working with an audience. And that performance is created one time for that audience and then is gone forever. So there's something beautiful about how precious each performance is for the people there and for me, myself, and for the director, I guess, who's watching.
Right. There's nothing more magical than live. I love TV and film, but there's nothing like live theater and the energy that you're going to see. Steven, you said you're an editor by trade, but you've also written and directed film as well and worked in theater as well and all of the different things. What's it like on the other side of the table for you to be a director of a film or a documentary or television series versus or editing? You don't get to edit this, really. I mean, it's going to go up.
It's funny you say that, but when I was adapting the piece, I looked at the memoir as a 253-page interview. And since I do a lot of work for Bravo where I'm cutting a lot of interviews, so in some really strange way, my 26 years of experience doing all these different types of jobs or whatever have led me to this play. I feel very prepared for it and to be honest, to be able to adapt it in about the 2 months that I did, that for me, I felt that was really quick. And it was quick because I understand how to cut interviews. So my editing experience weirdly helped.
Yes. Steven, don't ever watch this show and look at my editing. Please don't judge my editing.
Listen, I do. You're all good.
What do you edit for Bravo? I mean, that's a gay man's dream right now.
I've been editing for Bravo for a long time. I spent many seasons on Vanderpump Rules, Below Deck. I've done all the Housewives shows. I did Atlanta. I'm currently on Salt Lake City. What else? Dubai. I've done the Housewife vacation shows for a couple of seasons. Just a ton of them.
So when they say they blame it on the edit, it's you, Steven. It's you.
It's me. It's
Why are you making them look so evil? Why are you doing it, Steven? Come on.
I don't make anyone look evil. We put a mirror up to who these people are. It may be a funhouse mirror, but it is a mirror.
Well, shout out to all the housewives that have been on this show. And my Jersey, I'm from Jersey, so all my Jersey friends, we love all the work you do, Steven. You give us. My friend calls it the potato chips of television. You could sit down and just enjoy them.
The people that I work with, they're typically a group of really funny, really smart, talented people who are producing those shows. And we absolutely work our hardest to give you guys something fun to watch.
Well, kudos, you do. And Rick, for you guys being together, I think you said 26 years. 26 years. What's it been like? You both are in entertainment. You're both in this crazy business, and you've made it. 26 years, you've survived together. So what's it like as a couple in this business in particular?
I don't take it for granted that we've been together so long. We actually get along very well, and we're lucky, and I know that. And then we're also lucky because we can work together in different capacities. I've been his boss before because I was a television producer. I produced television as well.
He gave me my first job when we started dating.
That's how I hooked him.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
But it comes down to respect and fun and not taking anything too seriously. And now that you're a newlywed, congratulations again.
Thank you.
You'll see that the important thing is that you like each other,
yeah,
and that you respect each other
and make each other laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, he cracks me up so much that I so appreciate it. And he's also just incredibly bright, and we just have a tremendous respect for each other.
Aw.
It's true.
Oh, I say this all the time. My dad is my favorite person in the whole world. If I'm stuck in a desert island or if I'm 100 years old somewhere, I want to be with him. So I love that. I see that. And a lot of times in gay relationships and marriage, there's so many stereotypes about what it's like. But some of us just want to be home watching a movie and with the person you love. And that's what it's all about. So
that means everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And he booked me. He booked me for Detroit Pride as an artist, and he asked me out, and I said,
"Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's a meet cute right
there. That is a meet cute."
And I said, "I'm not going out with you. I'm not going to be another notch on your bedpost every year you pick some artist for Pride." And he said, "Excuse me?" I said, "Yeah, I know. I don't know you." But we went out, and the rest is history. So,
that's a great story. I love that.
It's true. Story.
That's great.
Steven,
I love get together things.
Me too. I love it, and I love that. I love the stories, and I love to hear them and last and you guys work together and still go home and speak to each other at the end of the day. Theater for the New City, Steven. When you said now you're working with them, you that was not. I mean, you sent the email, you sent the pitch and all, but you did not work with them necessarily. How's it been so far to be able to work with them and what they do?
They've been great. I mean, it's so funny because when they sent me the email, like I said, we were in New York, and my first response was, "I have 9 million questions. I am in New York at the moment. I'm going to fly home and try to send you 7, just the top 7, so I don't bombard you." But I also told them that like, okay, listen, we have to weigh all the options and understand what we're really getting ourselves into.
Right.
But when we commit, we commit. You will not have to worry about us. We will absolutely jump in and do it if we're going to do it. And they've been listen, the fact that they got back to us so quickly was so incredibly flattering. Like I just literally couldn't believe it. Because I fully thought I was never going to hear from them again. You know what I mean? In all honesty. But this process of the theater's really just starting to swing into gear in terms of getting the festival prepared.
Right.
So I'm just starting to work with them more intensely now. But I have to say, not only am I excited for our show in the festival, I'm really excited about seeing the other 24 shows that are going to be part of the Stream Up Festival. I mean, it's going to feel like a little mini Edinburgh. And that is, I just think being in a festival with community artists like this will be so incredible. And so that's really the experience more than anything, even the show, that I'm really looking forward to for our time in New York.
Oh, I love it. I'm so excited. So Rick, what is your process, you two, as in terms of rehearsal, and when do you make it to New York and start this whole shebang?
Well, we've been rehearsing since the beginning of June. And because I also edit sometimes, I have to work around my schedule. I also teach acting at a school out here. So this was not an ideal time to learn all this material, but every free second I'm working on the material. So I am up in the morning working on it. We did build the set in our living room. So I'm walking the set. I'm working on what we worked on the night before, preparing what we're going to work on in the evening when Steve gets off work. So it's been nonstop. The process is any free second I'm working on the play. That's basically been the process.
It can't get better than that. I mean, your director lives with you, so that's easy.
Yes.
You might
constantly giving him notes. It's really
I was
irritating.
gonna say, you wake up and on the fridge, there's a note magnet on the fridge.
I have a thought.
I have thoughts about section 12.
And can you make some coffee?
Perfect. I love this. I kind of love it. I think this is perfect. I want people to know I think now it's not 5 chances. You have 6 chances.
6 chances.
6 chances to see the show. Everybody's going to go to theaterforthenewcity.net. Go see all the shows. Go see them. They are out here. They're affordable. They have amazing casts. They have amazing new original works. We love talking to the people that are there and the shows that they do because they do such top-notch work. And then Steve and Rick will be in New York City. They'll be doing this show. You need to check it out. Get tickets before they're all gone, because once the word is out, and I hope and I look forward to see where the show goes from here and all the great things that are going to happen and where it's going to be. We can follow you all. We can stay up to date. What's the best thing we can do to stay up to speed?
Well, we do have a website for the show. It's called kindstrangerplay.com. And all the information about the show is on there. There's some information about us on there if you care, if you're interested.
Yeah, of course we do. kindstrangerplay.com is where you can get all the information, and I'm sure there's links you can get tickets, or you can go to theaterforthenewcity.net and get tickets there as well, and make sure you see it. Well, we'll be following. Break legs. Congratulations on this amazing journey, and I love that you're doing it together. You give me my relationship goals, you too.
Oh, thank you.
Come
and
on.
Thank you so much for helping us get the word out. I cannot tell you how much we appreciate it.
No, my pleasure. My show is your show anytime. I look forward to wherever it's going to be next. We'll have to come on and talk about it again.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Robert. Nice to